She stole my work again. She smiled right at me in the meeting while presenting slides I built from the ground up. She acted like she was the one pulling all-nighters. That was the moment I stopped feeling helpless and started planning something unforgettable. What happened next? She won't be stealing credit from anyone ever again. If you've ever felt powerless while someone else took credit for your blood, sweat, and tears, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. This revenge wasn't loud. It was clean, calculated, and completely satisfying. Let me take you back. I work in a mid-sized corporate department that focuses on finance and analytics. It's the kind of place where meetings get pushed more often than they happen, and people smile at you in the hallway while secretly copying your manager on emails to cover themselves. There was a woman in our department. Let's call her Jenna. She's always well-spoken, always confident in meetings, and somehow her name ends up on every major project. But the truth? She barely does anything. She waits until the last minute, adds a few surface-level tweaks, and magically becomes the face of the project. I saw her pull this trick on other people, but when it started happening to me again and again, I decided to start keeping track. One quarter, I was assigned to lead a major review project. That meant pulling complex data, analyzing trends, building projections, and designing the slides. I worked nights and weekends. My laptop literally had coffee stains on it. Then came the deadline. Jenna swooped in and offered to help polish the slides. She added 3 bullet points to the summary slide. That was it. Nothing useful, just filler. Then she sent it to leadership, with her name front and center. No mention of me, and at the next company-wide meeting, she stood up and presented it like she had done all the work. My manager even complimented her for being so clear and insightful. I just sat there and smiled, because that was the last time she'd get away with it. The next project was a big one. It involved cross-department forecasting. People from the top would be paying attention. Jenna offered to lead again. I told her I was a bit behind and could use her help, so I sent her a draft. But this draft wasn't clean. The numbers were wrong. The graphs didn't quite add up. Narrative barely made sense. And here's the key. I made sure those errors weren't obvious. They were subtle. Just enough to pass a casual review. But under pressure, they'd collapse. Jenna jumped at the opportunity. She was excited. She told me I had saved her time. I told her she was welcome. She spent a few days polishing it up. She added some buzzwords, changed a few fonts, added our team's colors to the slides. Then she sent it to leadership. Her name right at the top. I received a copy. I didn't say a word. Presentation day. The room was full of executives. Jenna walked up to the front of the room like she owned the place. Slide 1. The execs smiled. Slide 5. They nodded. Then came slide 9. The department head leaned forward and narrowed his eyes. He asked a simple question. This model shows revenue doubling in quarter 4. But it's using last year's spending numbers, not the adjusted ones we approved. Can you explain that? Jenna froze. She flipped back, then forward again. She looked for answers that weren't there. She stuttered. Her voice cracked. Someone from leadership opened the source file on their laptop. It didn't take long for them to spot more issues. Inconsistencies, broken logic, gaps in the analysis. The kind of stuff that shows the presenter didn't actually build the model. Jenna tried to recover. She muttered something about double-checking and said she would follow up later. The meeting ended early. 2 days later, I got an email from leadership. They asked if I could take another look at the report. I cleaned it up and rebuilt the entire thing. This time, I presented it. And Jenna, she hasn't tried to help me since. She shows up to meetings, but she keeps her eyes on her notepad. She steers clear of data work. As for me, I didn't need applause. I just needed closure. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge doesn't come from yelling. It comes from letting someone build their own trap and walk right into it. If someone keeps taking credit for your work, don't waste time fighting them. In the open, let the truth speak for itself. Eventually, it always does. If this story hit home, click that like button. Let us know in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And if you're hungry for more stories just like this, hit that subscribe button and join the Justice Club.